Everybody, Robert the Coroner Drap here. I just got finished watching WrestleMania 2000. I had started watching it, I believe, yesterday, and last night I got through a little more, and today I was able to finish it. I want to get the big one out of the way first because it was kind of in a vacuum, not all that great, and that was the Fatal 4-Way Elimination match. Triple H with the WWF Championship versus Mick Foley with Linda McMahon in his corner, The Rock with Vince McMahon in his corner, and Big Show with Shane McMahon in his corner. Now, I'm going to be straight up honest with you. I've never cared about any of the Big Show's title reigns. There's not been a single one that was like, oh, God, I'm glad he got it. Or, man, I really hate him. No, his character is boring. I've watched his in-ring ability, and it's not really all that exciting or electrifying or even bad. It's not like it's not like he doesn't know what he's doing in the ring. It's just it's vanilla, tasteless, bland. No unique feature to stand out other than he's 7 foot tall and 500 pounds. Yeah, I'm 6 foot tall and I weigh the better part of 215 pounds. He vastly outweighs me. And to see that kind of a frame would be impressive. But there's nothing to it other than that. It's like plain bread. Yeah, it's bread and you can do a lot with it, but by itself, you're not really going to get there. So it comes as no surprise, The Rock, the People's Champion, who, to this day, I'm even now looking at what I feel I'm more sensible than I used to be. I still mark out for Rock a little bit. You know, it's like, oh my God, it's The Rock. Everybody loves The Rock. It's true. So, we had The Rock hitting the rock bottom on the Big Show and pinning him. 1, 2, 3, clean, middle of the ring. It didn't come quickly, but it did. It did. He was the first to be eliminated. Fine, no problem. Next, you had Triple H trying to convince Mankind to help him eliminate The Rock. That didn't go over. So he turned to The Rock. He's like, get rid of him, it'll be just you and me. Rock's like, oh, you and me? Sure. Sucker punch. Beautiful. Really, I feel that they relied heavily on a lot of the things that Mick Foley was famous for as Mankind and as Cactus Jack, with the barbed wire wrapped 2x4 and the mandible claw with Socko. Nothing really interesting there, nothing really exciting, but Triple H pinned Mick Foley for a third time. 1, 2, 3, done. After a pair of pedigrees, the first one just straight, second one on top of a chair. Okay. The Rock and Triple H. These are the two biggest competitors to have ever stepped into the WWE ring since, I would say, about Savage and Hogan. Like, if you saw that match, Macho Man Randy Savage versus Hulk Hogan, that would be probably the biggest. But these two guys going at it. Mick Foley, immediately after being eliminated, rolls back in the ring, hits Triple H with a barbed wire wrap 2x4. I think that spot was planned, but they didn't execute. Because Jim Ross started talking about, oh my God, he's been cut open. He's not bleeding. And they didn't blade for it, so whatever. It didn't need to happen. Could have hit him with a chair. It'd have been fine, Next up, Shane and Vince are fighting because Shane hits The Rock with the chair, and then Vince comes in, and we think that he's going to hit Triple H because he doesn't like him, but then he turns on The Rock. And after a second chair shot, Triple H pins him 1, 2, 3. Here's the thing. If you want to start a feud, okay. WrestleMainia is a good place to do it. But, and this is the biggest thing, if you have a man who is your biggest draw, he's your brightest superstar, done everything you ever asked him to, never said no. No 1, 2, 3. Not clean. You disqualify, you cheated in, fine. Which is what happened here, but still. This leads me into a second thing. You can have him win, despite the odds, overcoming Vince's chair shots. Maybe have him roll out of the ring or have him put his foot on the ropes. Oh my God, he hit him so hard he almost rolled out of the ring. Triple H goes for the cover. 1, 2. Oh, he got the foot on the ropes. Oh my God, it broke the count. That kind of thing. Perfect. Good. Works. You don't have him kick out. His foot just happened to be under the ropes or on the ropes. Works. But then he gets up. Maybe have a mix-up where he's going for a third chair shot and misses and hits Hunter in the face, just like they did earlier in the match, where The Rock hit Mankind with the ring bell while Mankind was holding Triple H. Works. Then, when Rocky pins it 1, 2, 3, and you have Triple H chasing as the heel former champion, and Vince is like, no, I'm going to make this right. I'm going to do this to make this up to you. Could be a better. It could have been a better storyline, but no. After the match, Rock hits the rock bottom on Shane, Vince, and Stephanie. Stephanie eats a people's elbow. Again, I think this was compensation. Because Stephanie got that full arm slap, and it's been said by certain people that her full arm slaps, are super stiff. So for her to get that shot in, and then The Rock hits the rock bottom, hits the people's elbow on her, I think that's kind of them saying, okay, yeah, we're not giving you the title, but we're going to give you this cool moment. This cool WrestleMania moment. Still, I'm of the mindset that when you're a hardworking employee like The Rock is, and has always been, you give him something for it. I don't even I know he's a multi-time champion, but I don't know how many times at this point. And it seems like he'd been working for 2 years to get to that end and getting nowhere. So, for that to happen that way, not happy. Moving on to from the lows, or one of the lows. We're gonna go to a filler match. Godfather versus D'Lo Brown. Godfather and D'Lo Brown versus Bull Buchanan and the Big Boss Man. I don't know how much longer they were in the WWE, both Godfather and Big Boss Man, but much respect to the Big Boss Man. I'm glad I don't see him anymore. He's not what he used to be. He's not shock value. He's not super technical. Nothing there. If I'm recalling last night correctly, Big Boss Man and Bull Buchanan get the pin on D'Lo Brown, I want to say. Chase the hose up the ramp. Don't care. Not important. Next match. A ladder match for the WWE Tag Team Championships held by the Dudley Boys. This was a damn good match. When the Dudleys bust out tables, people start getting wrecked left and right through tables and jumping off ladders and senton bombs from super ladders to the fucking concrete, through a table, through Bubba Ray Dudley. You guys put on a clinic on how a triple threat tag team ladder match can go. In the end, all the spots finished. Edge and Christian won that match after throwing Matt Hardy, because Bubba Ray Dudley had set up 2 ladders, a table on top and then a table on the ring apron, on the ring proper rather. And Christian, Matt Hardy were up there, exchanging blows on the table. Edge comes up, helps Christian throw him off into the table, and then they get the belts. Fine. Okay, good, cool, whatever. This was, in my opinion, I think this was when they made that heel turn to, for those of you with the benefits of flash photography, we will now pose for 15 seconds. Some of their best work was always as tag team champions. Definitely as heel champs. Love it. Moving on. We had a hardcore battle royale. What the fuck? Seriously. I'm legitimately asking, what the fuck was this match? You had Crash Holly, a.k.a. Elroy, a.k.a. the dumbest superstar ever. Because this was, to remind, the era of the 24-hour rule. This was when Crash Holly, I'm the greatest hardcore champion ever. I could do anytime, anywhere, anybody, 24/7. You got a ref, you got a shot. That was his thing. This ended up being one of the worst ideas WWE ever had. outside of, let's push Roman Reigns. They suspended the 24-hour rule, and it was a 15-minute match. The way that it worked, everybody's in the ring. Whoever pins whoever. Doesn't matter who you pin. No, I'm sorry. You had to pin the champion. So, whoever pinned the champ became the new champion. Whoever had the championship at the end of the 15 minutes was then champion leaving WrestleMania. No. This is dumb. That is not a battle royale. That is a free-for-all. This isn't just everybody going... And it wasn't even like everybody's going after the champ. No, everybody started going after everybody. With weapons that were dumb. Like street signs and flags and tennis rackets and telephones, cookie sheets. Dumb. In the official record book, it will show who was all champion for the short period of time that they were champion. And Taz was twice. Mosh of the Headbangers. No, I'm sorry, the other one. Whatever his name was. Because I don't really care. One of the Headbangers... No, both of the Headbangers ended up having it. The Mean Street Posse. Because they are going to go the distance as far as being remembered in the annals of WWE history. Two of them held it. Don't care the names. I think one of them was Joey Abs. I only know the name because that was a stupid fucking name. At the end of it all, Hardcore Holly pins Crash Holly for the Hardcore Championship. It looked, and this was a botched spot, but they had to go with it. You could see the ref counting. 1, 2. Oh no, he kicked out. 2. When he didn't. So he had to go with Hardcore Holly got the 3 count and won the championship in the closing seconds. So that's how that went. Next. The Euro Intercontinental Triple Threat match. 2 falls. The first fall for the Intercontinental Championship, the second for the European title. Held by Kurt Angle. He was wrestling Chris Benoit and Chris Jericho. I'm going to speed this up for you. Benoit wins the first fall. Jericho wins the second fall. Here's the question, though. Why the fuck did it matter who won the titles? In fact, I'll go a step further. Why the fuck didn't Jericho win the Intercontinental Championship and Benoit win the European title? It actually would have made more sense. Allow me to break it down for you. Chris Benoit was from Edmonton, Canada. A French-speaking nation, if I'm correct in this. Chris Jericho had already been Intercontinental Champion. Give it back to him. It's not going to lower his stock. It's going to actually make it good again. Fine. But no, they went the other way around with it. Don't care. Keep moving. Um, Too Cool with fucking China versus the other three radicals: Eddie Guerrero, Dean Malenko, and Perry Saturn. Eddie Guerrero eats a pin from China. I don't know why they did it. The whole thing was asinine. Perry Saturn was a fucking amazing wrestler in ECW, from what I understand. Same with Dean Malenko. I know their names. I don't know. Had I not been watching old WWE, I could not have named the tag team members of Too Cool. I could not have done it. Let's see. Other matches. Rikishi and Kane versus the Road Dogg and X-Pac. I think this was WWE's attempt to break Rikishi away from Too Cool and get him started on his own singles run, but putting him in a storyline that made sense, sort of. Kane still looking for retribution on X-Pac for stealing Tori. The Road Dogg having done whatever he did against Rikishi. They've got common ground. They team up. Don't care. The big men get the win, as you would expect. Apparently there was a thing with Kane and Pete Rose. Didn't end up mattering. Pete ends up eating a choke slam and then gets the ass to face, for rubbins. Because why not? There was a women's cat fight match that doesn't matter, so I'm not even going to talk about it because fuck it. I will say this. I'm glad that current WWE is all about, can you actually wrestle? Oh, you can. How good are you at actually wrestling? Oh, you've got good skills? Get in our business. Oh, you're pretty? There's total divas right down the hall. Go for it. They don't want somebody who can't wrestle. For the most part. I'm not going to lie, I've got TLC. I've got the network for the rest of the month. I've got TLC on right now, and I'm going to watch, after that, I'm probably going to watch other old WWE pay-per-views. Kind of see how they used to write versus how they're writing now, see how that all works out. But I'm going to tell you this much. WrestleMania should have been a lot bigger. We didn't even get a WrestleMania 2000. You don't even get an Undertaker match. I didn't see a Undertaker match. That irritates the piss out of me. Because that's what he was known for. His streak through WrestleMania was always, I'm going to break the streak. No, you're not. You're not going to break the streak. 22? 22-1. Now he's 23-1 because he beat Shane McMahon. I would have honestly, on that one, just to put a editorial on this year's WrestleMania from Dallas, I would not have let Undertaker do it. I would have had Undertaker come out, I would have had him tell Vince to eat a dick and then tell him, I'm not your bitch. You tell me to go do a thing, I take it under advisement. I've taken this under advisement, and I tell you right now, I will not wrestle Shane McMahon. I'll give you somebody else, though. I'll give you the name of somebody else who could do it. Kane, my brother. Have Kane come out like a fucking animal. Or come out and just go, you know what? I agree with Shane. I'm gonna take the loss. But that's me. Well, guys, that'll be capping this review currently of this, and maybe later I'll record my reactions on the first part of TLC because I don't think I'm going to be staying up much longer. But go ahead and hit the like button. Leave me a comment. Do something. Let me know what y'all are thinking about what I'm thinking. So, later, guys.